Hi everybody, today we're going to be baking. I know, my relationship with baking, didn't like it. I'm actually at the point where now I don't loathe baking. Now I just dislike it strongly. You know, baby steps, okay? We take it slow, one day at a time. I actually had a version of this chocolate chip cookie brownie bar at the county fair, except it was layered some sort of way. But I wanted to figure out how I could merge the two together happily and have it semi-homemade and easy to bake. Of course it's going to be easy. I'm the one making it. I'm not going to make it difficult. It's my recipe. So I hope you like it. I know you guys are going to love baking this with your kids. And you can just take this recipe a step further with the brownie sundaes, or if you want to make brownie shakes, because they're doing that now. This is just the perfect brownie, I think, that you can use as a base for other things also. So take a look. I'm going to walk you through the steps. Let's get started.
First, let's start off by making our chocolate chip cookie. Now, the chocolate chip cookie we're going to make from scratch. And we're starting out with a little salt and some baking soda and some all-purpose flour. And we're just going to give that a nice stir. Then we're going to move our dry ingredients over to the side and move on to our wet ingredients. We're going to blend with a hand mixer our brown sugar, our white sugar, and some butter. And we're just going to give that a good mix until it's nice and fluffy. Next, we're going to add in our pure vanilla extract and 1 egg. Our wet ingredients is all nice and blended. And now we're just going to combine our dry mixture to the wet. Just add it all together. What I like to do after I add the flour is just to take a spatula and just kind of stir that flour in just a little bit so I don't get that big dust cloud of flour. Once I start to mix, I'm only going to mix just until the dough comes together because I don't want to beat it to death. That's always my fear anyway in baking. So I'm going to stop right there. And as you can see, I still have a little bit of flour on the sides, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and add the chocolate chips and just take my spatula and scrape the bowl down and finish off the mix by hand. And as you can see, it's not that difficult anyway. You can either use a good spatula like I'm using or a wooden spoon. So we're going to put our scratch chocolate chip cookie dough to the side, and we're going to start on the semi-homemade part of this recipe, and that is our brownie mix. Now this is a boxed brownie mix, and this is the Ghirardelli triple chocolate brownie mix. I figure if you're going to use a boxed product, you might as well use one of the best. We're going to add in our egg, vegetable oil, and one of my secret weapons when I'm dealing with chocolate is coffee, and then I'm going to add the water. And we're just going to give that a blend with our hand mixer. Our brownie mix has come together really well, and I'm just checking it on the bottom with a spatula to make sure I've gotten everything well incorporated. Then I'm going to get our pan prepped and ready by spraying it with some baking spray. And then just pour the brownie in and spread it out evenly. I think this is one of the easiest ways you can satisfy that craving for something decadent and something chocolate. As a matter of fact, I chose to use this particular brownie mix because it has 3 different types of chips: bittersweet, milk, and semi-sweet. That, coupled with our scratch cookie dough, you can't go wrong. I'm just going to scoop the chocolate chip cookie dough right on top, evenly, on top of the brownie mix, and then I'm going to take a spatula and just kind of spread it out. See, no need for crying in the kitchen. If I can do it, you can do it. Next, we're just going to take a skewer or a chopstick and just make figure 8 motions through the mixture. Then I'm just going to tap the pan right on a hard surface and bake it off. After the brownies come out, they look just like this. And then you're going to need to let them cool in the pan completely. And I'm just taking a spatula just to ease the edges a little bit. I'm not dragging it along, and I want to tear up the brownie. And then I'm just going to invert it. Now sometimes the brownie is going to come out on its own. Sometimes you need to wait a few minutes and let it pop out. But be patient. It's going to come out clean, and then you can turn it over. You can use a plate. I just used racks because it was easier for me. And now there's only one thing left to do. Cut them. I whipped up a couple of batches of these brownies and I took them to work, and everybody loved them, and they were really easy to make. So once you make them, you can pour yourself a glass of milk or a cup of coffee, and you can have your own chocolate moment. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And you can find these recipes and a whole lot more at gdseasoning.com. I'll see you next time.